Little big breath. This is exciting. Doing lives are always, a little anxiety producing, but I am happy to be here. I've just spent literally 5 hours working on this, answering these questions for the first assignment. Okay, thank you, Missy. Really happy to meet everybody. I've been listening to your whys and just the story. I love it that we are believers. I love, it's just, I feel like I'm in the right place. My handle is I am Truth Vigilante, so I feel like I'm totally in the right place. And true story is part of my story. When I was a little girl, I grew up reading those. They were called true stories, and they were kind of romance stories. Kind of got me on, definitely got me on the wrong, fixated on the wrong things. So here's my whys. It's a little mini book, might be a few minutes here. And I'm Natalie Chilton, in case I didn't say. Okay, my whys are, I know God is real. Okay, in 2000, God reached his hand into my train wreck of a life by tickling my heartbroken self after ending an advanced pregnancy way back in 2000. I was so lost in trauma, addiction, domestic violence, and fully believed that I was worthless, cycling in abuse. God whispered, write a book in 2007, and in 2014, he said, now. So I panicked, where do I even start? He told me, it's not about you, it's about me. So I've been grinding it out the past 7 years, writing the snapshots of my life, working through the trauma, because there was just a lot of emotion attached to my life. Okay, my second why is telling the whole truth, and forgiveness and forgiving are keys to becoming whole. I share my testimony of how I learned to stop keeping dark secrets and join community. By the grace of God, I was given the courage to expose it all and finally heal fully from lifelong depression, debilitating anxiety, sexual abuse, traumas, and addiction. God has supernaturally provided healing modalities and the right people who've helped me to miraculously recover. So with thick walls of self-protection, I've had to learn how to actually tolerate compassionate support and love. It was really unfamiliar to me. It wasn't something that I had. It's something I always wanted. But then once you have it, it's learning how to interact, relate in this way. So still learning these. So compassionate support in the presence of people went against my Lone Ranger tendencies. Yeah. So on your healing journey, I encourage others to just keep seeking and never give up. So God promises if we seek, we shall find. Learning to think of myself as a vulnerable child, learning and stumbling and falling as I gain the life skills and grow into the divine soul that God called me to be, that he created me to be. So it's patience. So this is what I encourage in my stories and share. Had to learn to be patient. Okay, so I guess this is my third why, is I want to instill that planting seeds of goodness will transform our life. And that's what happened to me. So by following the spirit of truth and listening to the still small voice, prompting us to do good and voicing gratitude for whatever we are able, are powerful Jesus actions that incrementally change everything. I've found it hard to read the Bible, but in time, Jesus' words and stories came alive and infused supernatural light and energy into my soul, mind, and heart, and have convinced this lady, me, who hated herself, that she's accepted, beloved, entirely forgiven. There was a lot to forgive, and knowing that I'm his and that he is my protector has made me confident and secure in our ever-changing world. So, I know it's a bit of a book, guys. Thank you for witnessing me right now. This is such a good exercise. Okay, so the message of my book is that secret keeping held me in bondage. And the truth was my antidote. The truth gave me freedom, brought me out into freedom, out from captivity. So who needs my story? The bullied, downtrodden, rejected, addicted, self-hating, gender confused, verbally abused, domestically abused, addicted, the people that are living double lives, the depressed, anxiety disordered, and sexually exploited. What does my audience struggle with? Worthlessness. The other lady, Leslie, and she reminded me victimhood was huge for me. Difficulty in intimacy, emotionally or physically. Depression, anxiety disorders, fixated on huge pasts that keep getting sucked back to the scene of the crime. So this is what my audience struggles with. My audience's greatest concerns are fear of being known, self-hatred, that if people knew where they'd been or what they'd done, their life would be ruined. When we live isolated and never confide in another human, how we are living and feeling, and share how we're living and feeling, we're in dangerous waters. So having at least one person who can keep us accountable and who can offer wisdom, someone whose own life is righteous, good, and functional. So my story will encourage audiences and will infuse hope. That's what I'm hoping. I think I write better than I speak. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my story will encourage my audience. Yes. So my restoration has been miraculous because of the sheer volume of challenges that I've overcome. With God's grace, all is well with my body, mind, and soul. And I'm in a healthy marriage where we live in abundance. So 10.5 years sober, life has never been better, and it's going to be even better when I publish this book in the next 90 days, and planning for that to be sooner. Okay, fear. These are my fears. Family pushback because of secret keeping and shame in the family. My answer is I changed my name. I'll not be using names of family members and only including my family's circumstances as they impacted me. Telling my story, my family life, how my family life affected me, and alluding to issues from an honoring, healed place of forgiveness. Okay, fear. I've been sexually exploited, engaged in prostitution, homelessness. I was parentally alienated from my 2 kids. And it's scary. That I might be cut off from the relationship with the one child that I'm back in touch with now. She's 30. So the answer is God is revealing how much and what I need to share in this testimony for His glory, which puts my fears to rest. Fear, there's still fear in my body because when I attempt to write, it's like I'm moving in quicksand and slow down. Writing and organizing feels barely possible at times, and a lying voice whispers, you are retarded. It takes me a long time to do things sometimes. The answer, to put my hand to the plow and not look back, and as rapidly as possible complete this book, which I've been writing and toying with for 7 years. So I have put a lot of time into writing these vignettes of life and times of protection. I'm just excited. So excited to be here. Thank you for listening to any of this, and just bless you all. And as somebody who's like pretty far away down this path of writing the book, I just encourage you. I think I'm also an intercessor, so I just say, God bless you. May the Holy Spirit just breathe life into your callings, into what the Holy Spirit, the gifts that you have in yourself and your soul, and that the Lord would just breathe His life-giving fire upon you and quicken you, so that these testimonies, the truth brings life, and our testimonies, what God does for one of us,